I'm Israel. We're the I.S.U.P.K. Spread out 1 West 125th Street, New York. This is the Hebrew class, as we call Hebrew 101. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Baruch to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Lathan by Shem Yahshua to all my sisters. All right, so this is a little refresher class. Today, we're going over numbers, as we did last week, just like I said, a refresher. So taking it from the top, here we go. Our first set of numbers in Hebrew. Number 1, a Qad. A Qad, right? In Assyrian, a Qada. A Qad. Ancient Hebrew in the red. Remember, we have our bumpers and our bridges. A Qad. Number 2, Shanya. In ancient Hebrew, Shana Ya. That's how we spell it out. Now in the red, ancient Hebrew, Shana Ya, Shun Ya. Shun Ya. Number 3, Shalash. Shalash. Assyrian Hebrew, Shala, Shah. Ancient Hebrew, Shalasha, Shalash. We put it together, bumpers and bridges. Shalash. Number 4, Arabai. Assyrian Hebrew, Arabai. Ancient Hebrew, Arabai. 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 Number 5, Kamash. Kamash. Assyrian Hebrew, Kamasha. Going to spell out Kamasha. When we put it together, bumpers and bridges, Kamash. Kamash. Number 6, Shasha. Shasha. Plain and simple. Shasha. Number 7, Shabai. Shabai. Reading the text, Assyrian Hebrew, Shabai. Shabai. When we put it together, remember in this ancient Hebrew, bumpers and bridges, Shabai. Shabai. Number 8, Shamawana. Shamawana. Syrian Hebrew, Shama wa na. Remember that this is how that's how it's essentially spelled in the English, and that H will drop off. So it's not going to be Shama wa naha, but Shama wa na. Okay? Ancient Hebrew, bumpers and bridges. Shama wa na. Number 10. Well, the number, it's like it. The number 9. The shy. The shy. Ba shai. Bumpers and bridges. The shy. The shy. And the number 10. I.S.U.P.K. 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 All bumpers. I.S.U.P.K. Right? We'll let that sit for a couple of seconds. And then we'll go to our bigger numbers. Essentially, the best reason to go over these numbers again, recently in Atlanta, we've been reading over the text, especially in Sabbath class. We are currently in the book of Numbers. All right, we're in the book of Numbers, and we've been going over the tribes and how many soldiers they had, how many sons they had with them throughout the generations, getting ready for war, preparing themselves. And so this is just a refresher class to help go over that. So when we do read that text, we will be familiar. We will be able to familiarize ourselves with those numbers as we read the text and going along with the nations and the tribes. All right. Next set of numbers. So gone over like our first 10 numbers. Now, when we want to increase our numbers, how do we do? Starting off, we went over this before. So if we have 10, which is I.S.U.P.K. Now, we want to say 12. Okay? And we do realize that 2 is Shanya. So now, what happens is we say, we put them all together then. So then if we want to say the number 12, we will say I.S.U.P.K. Shanya. Okay? Or something simple, the number 11. I.S.U.P.K. Akkad. Okay? So we're in our first 10. Before we get up to 20, I.S.U.P.K. is number 10. So we want to say 11, I.S.U.P.K. Akkad. 10 and 1. 12, I.S.U.P.K. Shanya. 10 and 2. Okay? Now, let's up the ante. Let's up the ante. We want to say 50. Now, we know that first we know, excuse me, erase that. Say 50. We know that number 5 is Qadash. Right? But we want to up the ante from that. We want to say maybe 50. We will say Qadash Yom. Qadash Yom. Okay? So 50 would be Qadash Yom. So if 50 is Qadash Yom, then what? Let's say Shanya is number 2. So if 50 would be Qadash Yom, then 20 would be Shun Yayim. Shun Yayim. Right? Excellent. And again, like I said, this is just a refresher, preparing ourselves for Sabbath class. Come tomorrow morning, reading through the Tanakh. So we've gone over our numbers. We went through 1 through 10. We did 11, we did 12, we did 20, we did 50. Now, let's up the ante again. As a refresher, 100 is ma'ah. 100 is ma'ah. So now how do we write this out? In the text, when we see it. That's simple. Ma'ah. And you will see this number and many other numbers throughout the book of Numbers. Salakia. No sweat. No sweat. So now, if we want to say, stay in the hundreds, let's say something as, let's say we want to do 500. We would then say, Mash, Ma'ah. That's how we would say 500. So now, if we have 500, how would we say 550? How would we say 550? Going back to how number 5 is Qadash and 50 is Qadash Yum. Qadash Yum. 500 is Qadash Ma'ah. So then 550 would have to be Qadash Ma'ah. Qadash. So hopefully people can understand how that works. Staying in those groups of 5. So if Qadash, if number 5 is Qadash, number 50 is Qadash Yum, then 500 is Qadash Ma'ah. So then 550 would have to be Qadash Ma'ah, Qadash Yum. 550. 550. All right. So now, let's up the ante again as the refresher. When we read throughout the book of Numbers, we don't just see 10s and 50s and 500s. We also see thousands. You also see thousands. And thousand would be lot. Thousands would be a lot. Now, when we read this in the text, what do we see? This right here. That's what you will see in the text. A-L-A. A-L-A. So, now, with that A-L-A, staying with our fives, then you're going to see this 5,000. So if number 5 is Qadash, and then 50 is Qadash Yum. 500 is Qadash Ma'a. Then 5,000 would have to be Qadash Allah. Qadash Allah. 5,000. 5,000. And let's see. Reading that in the text. How's it gonna go? Well, remember, right to left. Right? Ooh, not right to left. Right to left. So then we have in the Assyrian text. Ka, ma, sha, a, la, ha. So then you have Qadash, which is 5, Allah, 1,000. Qadash Allah, 5,000. And let's see. And just in case, again, this is the refresher class. When you see this in the text, or if you see someone at Passover, perhaps, familiarize yourself with this word. Qua Tazayan. Qua Tazayan. What does this word mean? Qua Tazayan means officer. It means officer. But now, let's say you're at Passover, which you will see this. You're not going to see this. More than likely, you will not see it in Assyrian, but you will see it in ancient Hebrew. So how will this look? Tazayan, we're going to see. Ain't that something? I said you're not going to see it in Assyrian, and I wrote it in Assyrian. You're going to see that right there. Tazayan. So then you see, let's say you see Tazayan. Tazayan. Don't forget those bridges and bumpers. So right here we have Tazayan, Kamash, Alap, officer, 5,000. And then you might see this. How glorious of a title could this be? Officer, 5,000. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And as our illustrious camp leader, officer of 5,000, Yeremiah, or Batazayan Kamashalap Yeremiah. See how easy that flows after you practice it several times. Batazayan Kamash Alap Yeremiah. Officer of 5,000 Yeremiah. All right? Let's see. We'll leave this on the side. Now, let's say we have, so far we have gone through 1 through 10. We've done 11. We've done 12. We've done 20. In intervals of the fives. Kamash is 5. 50. Kamash Yom. 500. Kamash Ma'ah. 5,000. Kamash Allah. So now, I was in the posh. So, just real quick, if you could, if you don't mind, going over these numbers. Kamash is 5. 50 is Kamash Yom. 500 is Kamash Ma'ah. 5,000 or 1,000 is Kamash Allah. Alright? So now, how would we say $10,000? And we know that 10 is I.S.U.P.K. Or 10 is I.S.U.P.K.
Oh, okay. So it's I.S.U.P.K. a lot.
Absolutely. So 10,000 I.S.U.P.K. Allah. So 10,000 is I.S.U.P.K. Allah. Just like Kamash Allah is 5,000. Excellent. Excellent. And so now, when will we probably see like 10,000? Say like if we go to Passover, right? So, that being said, here's another refresher word. Refresher word, we'll put that in the black as well. Nope, put it in the red. Is a word to familiarize yourself with. Saran. Saran. We've heard this word several times, right? And Saran is
Captain.
captain. Right. So Saran would be captain. Excellent. Captain. So if you see Saran, then you have Saran and Saran, I.S.U.P.K. Allah. Well, chances are, honestly, you won't. Probably more likely you won't see that, but it'll still be nice if you. But it is still good enough you saw it in the text to recognize it. So let's say Saran 10,000. Let's say you have in the Assyrian I spelled it right. Nope, that was wrong. Captain. There we go. So what would this be? So Ron, 10,000. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What would it be?
oh, Rotten.
Yes, absolutely. So
Ratazai.
Saran, 10,000, Ratazai. Captain of 10,000, our illustrious captain of 10,000, Ratazai.
That's right.
Right. Excellent. Like I said, man, just a nice little refresher class, you know, going over the numbers and putting it in a practical sense of how we see the numbers in the text and in life. So now, we've done 10,000. Which would be I.S.U.P.K, Allah. So, let's see, what else could we do? All right, we tend to see, we might see this. And chances are, you might not see this at Passover, but it'll be a nice way to show off.
Right.
Right? It'll be a nice way to show off. Because these gentlemen here, you know what I'm saying, their reputation precedes itself. So we have Alawak. And Alawak means
General.
general. Right. So Alawak means general. Right? Now let's say you see this. How would we say this? Well, shield. How would we say 12 shield?
Slovakia.
Hmm?
I.S.U.P.K.
Absolutely. So, I.S.U.P.K, Shanya. So that's 12. Then we remember from a class a while back that shield is Magun. So I.S.U.P.K, Shanya, Magun, Allah. So if you wanted to maybe, I don't know, impress your general. Say, for instance, you wanted to impress maybe General Muhammad. You wanted to say, Salaki. I don't know. It might go through, it might not. Hey, Salakia, I.S.U.P.K, Shanya, Magun, Allah. You never know. You never know. That sounds like, doesn't that sound kind of fun? Just say
Yeah.
that. I mean, seriously, you're in class, Salakius. Just, like I said,
Right.
you know, say you want to show up at the same time. You want to try to, you do want to delve back into your culture. Salakia, Salakia, I.S.U.P.K begun Allah.
Yep.
The more you practice that,
Yeah.
it actually kind of rolls off the tongue. Salakia, I.S.U.P.K Allah begun Allah. You see what I'm saying? Oops, I put Allah.
Come on.
You know? I.S.U.P.K begun Allah. Or if you did, let's say you did all this, right? And General Muhammad walked in. Nobody knew just yet. You said you actually went and announced his rank. You went and said, instead of just saying Allah Wak Pun Ya, you went and said I.S.U.P.K begun Allah Wak Pun Ya.
That's like, you like, who count me this is? Who count me this is?
Yeah. You just broke the air, just shook the room. Salakia, I.S.U.P.K begun Allah Wak Pun Ya. Oh shit. You know?
You come.
And that'd be great. Salakia, but that'd be great, man. That'd be great. You know, as a matter of fact, I gotta do some research. I gotta find that so I can say commanding. I gotta find that. No, man, that would be glorious. That would be glorious. I gotta write that down, right? Remind me. We gotta find that.
Come.
We gotta find that so we can say commanding. You know? That'd be great to do. To come through and announce, you know, if this is just, you know, if he just walked in, you know, and you want to give him his respect, give him his credit, give him his due, and you announced him, you know what I'm saying, by name, by rank and name, position. You know, that'll be a great thing. You don't have to stand the door. You don't have to stand the door. We're good. I mean, we're secure right now. Everything's fine. But we don't want to draw too much attention. Huh?
Come.
But yeah, remind me, we gotta look that up. We'll bring it back for the next class when we say that. Alright? Also, you know, matter of fact, we gotta find the other generals as well. So you give them their credit too. And we could announce them. You know what I'm saying? And not just say, hey, you know, general. Nah, man, you announce who they are, man. It's like just be a great feeling, man. Just a great feeling. Just like how, you know what I'm saying, just if I could, just sidebar, you know, from my officer Kasiyah, you know, like when we do our councils and whatnot, how do you when you come through and you announce yourself, you know, like Officer the Potts, you'll come through, you'll say, you know, report, Officer 50. Pashkaya. What if you just said that in Hebrew? Qatazaya, Kamashya. Now brother's gonna look at you like, yeah, this brother getting back to his Hebrew, getting back to that culture.
Oh.
You know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we gotta do, man. That's what we gotta do, man. We gotta do more research, man. Delve into this, man. Get really back into our culture, man. It's a great feeling, man. Great feeling. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have risked that. Oh well. So, now, doing those numbers, speaking of numbers, let us go into the text. Since we were talking about, we've been reading lately in the book of Numbers and seeing just what these brothers would do. Hey, Salaki. Salaki real quick. Salaki, getting into the, speaking of Numbers, why don't we delve into the text, into the book of Numbers, so we can see what we're actually talking about. So now, let's say you have, let's go to the book of Numbers. Book of Numbers, chapter 2. And we'll do something simple. Verse 7. 7 and 8. So just so you can see what we're talking about, what we're reading over. Book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse 7. Then the tribe of Zebulun in English, and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun. Now, how are they saying this? In Hebrew is this. Yeah, we'll stay with the series. We'll stay with the series for now. And we have so far Atah, Zabawalon. This is Zebulun in the Hebrew. That's fine. Shalom, Lord Christ. How you die? You on the line?
Come. How about saying y'all shall rock a star? True, y'all that checking in.
Hey, how about Shemir Shabrakatah? No
Salaki, I one if I may.
Go ahead, brother.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 33. You said you were looking up the word commanding. That would be Tazawa.
said Genesis 49 and what?
Genesis chapter 49, verse 33. Slakia.
3. Okay, I'm gonna write that as a side note. And what's the word you saw?
Tazawa.
Tazawa. Okay. Tazawa. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and look that up in a little while. In the meantime, we're in the book of Numbers since we've been doing Numbers, and just giving the people an idea of what we'll be reading and how this text falls into place. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 2, verses 7 through 8. Chapter 49, verse 33. Notes. Now we're going to write out verse 8 in the Hebrew. Space. All right. Trooper, how are you die? You with me?
Come on.
All right. Are you on the Facebook or do you got your sword with you?
Come on.
All right. In the Hebrew, I would like for you to read to me the book of Numbers, chapter 2, verses 7 through 8.
Come on. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Matah,
Mm-hmm.
Zabalawan,
Mm-hmm.
Nashia,
Close. Wanashia. Okay.
Salaki Wanashia,
Uh-huh.
Labania,
Mm-hmm.
Zabalawan, All Ya'ab,
Nice.
Baal,
Huh?
Salaki Baal, Kalan,
I'll look at it again.
Bun,
There you go.
Kalan.
All right. Good.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Wa talks about Wa.
No. Not quite.
Wa talks about Al.
There you go.
Wa Yun.
Wapa quad. Yeah. Yeah, wa.
Wa Yuwa.
There you go. Nice.
Shabai. Shabai.
Uh-huh. Good.
Wa Kamashia.
There you go.
Allah. Al. Salaki Wa Al Rabai. Or Salaki Wa Al Rabai. Ma'awa.
There you go. Excellent job. Excellent job, boy. I said you're getting better with your Hebrew. Very nice. Very nice. You trying to give me some competition, man. I need to go back to practice. Most High Christ, man. I'll read it for myself. The book of Numbers, chapter 2, verses 7 through 8. Matah, Zabawalan, Wanashia, Labanya, Zabawalan, Al Ya'ab, Bun, Kalan, verse 8. Wa Tazaba Awa, Wa Pakwadyawa, Shabai, Wa Kamashim, Allah, Wa Arabai, Ma Awaf. And essentially, what did we read? Then the tribe of Zebulun and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof, were 57,400. So see, just with us doing this refresher class, with the numbers, just going over 1 through 10, 11 and 12, and then doing 50, 500, 5,000, and 10,000. Now all of a sudden, this becomes just a little easier. Becomes just a little easier to read that text, man. And that's what we're about, man. When you come down to the Atlanta class, man, the Hebrew class that we call Hebrews 101, man, we are about the pronunciations and the linguistics, man, to help you be able to pronounce those words and read them when you have the text in front of you for Sabbath class, man. That's what we're about, man. The water for that. Good reading, very good reading. And before we get out of here, let's turn to that Genesis chapter 49, verse 33. And y'all read that. You said it was Tazawa. Okay.
So like in the Hebrew text, it's gonna read the third word. It'll be la tazawa.
see it. I see it. I see it. Times of Wah. Okay. Absolutely. So, why you call? Ya Akwab, La Tazan Wah, Ath, Vanya Wah, Waya Asap, Regalia, Al, Hamata, Waya Gaiwa, Waya Asap, Al, I'm Yawa. Okay, absolutely. I'm definitely going to look into that. I appreciate you bringing out that verse to me, man. The water for that. The water for that, man. And the water for you checking in. We appreciate it. We do apologize to the people online for starting late, technical difficulties, making sure we got everything together. You know, so we'll make sure definitely to be right and tight for the next time. That is my fault. My apologies again, Salakia. You know, and again, this is Hebrews 101. We thank you for your time. Again, this is Hebrews 101, going over the linguistics, the pronunciations of the verses and the words, so that when you see this text, you can read it just a little easier when it comes to Sabbath service, maybe even impressing your Qadash and your Alawat, and sometimes even your Saran. All right? The water for that. With that, we'll pass the class off to Qadash, Kamashiam, Napash, Kaya.
Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.K security announcements. We at I.S.U.K start out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We root for our new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to save themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My Ishra, that means 10 in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department of teacher. Priest one. Free will offering of priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. The next holy convocation, the Passover, is going to be 5 weeks from now, April 24th. Make sure you get your Passover fees in before you make any other travel arrangements. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. Israel, give 1 curse salute to the teacher. Men Israel, give 1 curse salute. I might him Sabbat. I might him Rock. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatah. But I said to you, translate from Hebrew to English, the Lord, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yah Matai, means hands down, and class is dismissed.